Hi everybody, I'm Kelly from Yorkshire Yogi and I'm about to make you a beginner's yoga floor video. This is my first one, so it's very do-it-yourself, you've been framed style, but hopefully you'll enjoy it. People have been asking me for months now to just get on and make videos, so here we go, rough and ready. So this is a beginner's yoga floor. There's so much to remember in yoga when you're a beginner. Left hand here, right hand there, draw the shoulder blades back, and after all of that, oh yeah, don't forget to breathe. So this is going to help people that have already been to a yoga class and can't remember what it is that I've told them to do, or whoever their instructor is. I've also been asked to write a blog about yoga for beginners, which I have done. That's going to be uploaded onto my website soon, so check that out. And really what I'm saying in the blog is, don't worry, you can't get yoga wrong. As long as you're breathing and you're moving your body, you're doing yoga that's good for you. So you don't have to be able to do the splits, you don't have to be doing handstands or any of these advanced moves that a lot of yogis can do. As long as you're moving your body and it feels good for you, then that is yoga, and it's juicy and it's all there for you to enjoy. So anything that I go through that causes you pain, stop. And if there's anything that just doesn't feel comfortable for you, or it would be better if you wiggled around a little bit and changed the posture, then please do that. A few things before we start. I've got a yoga mat behind me, so if you've got one, roll that out. If you haven't, don't worry, just a space that you can use is fine. I have some yoga blocks here, which can be useful to help bring the ground to us, just make some postures a bit more comfortable. If you haven't got yoga blocks, which you probably haven't if you're a beginner, then you can use anything that's not too wobbly that can take your weight, so like tins of soup or beans, or everyone has a tin of beans lying about in the cupboard, don't they? It's a cupboard essential. And then a yoga strap or a belt from a dressing robe or your jeans or something like that. This is going to help us stretch a little bit. So go get yourself sorted, press pause if you need to, and join me on your mat. So your props can just go to the side for now. Down here. And we're going to start by lying down. Who doesn't like to lie down? So just have a little wiggle around, get comfortable. Take your hips a little bit wider than hip distance apart, and take your hands out to your side. If this isn't a comfortable position for you, if you've got any lower back pain, then it might feel nicer to bend your knees and just let your knees drop in. Whatever position is comfortable for you. Because we're going to actually start with a breathing exercise. And in yoga we yoke or put together movements of our bodies, breath, so we enhance our breathing, slow it down, and try to calm the mind as well. So sink into your mat. Have a little scan of your body from the crown of your head all the way down to the tips of your toes. Where are you holding tension? And we all hold tension throughout our day. Even if you're doing this in the morning, I bet you've woke up and instantly thought about something that's made you a little bit tense. So just wiggle your shoulders, wiggle your jaw, wiggle your hips. And then close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose and all the way out through your mouth. Try that a few more times. Nice deep breath in through your nose and all the way out through your mouth. And we call these release breaths in yoga. So as you exhale, relax your shoulders, sink them into the ground, relax your hips, relax your fingers. Start to bring yourself, your awareness, your attention to where you are right now. And that's the lush bit about yoga for me, that it's so mindful, it brings me exactly to where I am. And see if you can slow your breathing down now. So if you're breathing in over 2 or 3 seconds, Exhale even slower. Inhale, nice and slowly. Exhale even slower. And as we're slowing our breath, relaxing our body, check in with your mind. So what's being played in your mind? If there's any negative thoughts of, oh my god, I'm going to hate this, or I'm not going to be good enough to do yoga, ditch them. Feel excited. You can do this. And then open your eyes, bring your arms over your head, bring your feet together and stretch your body nice and long. Point through your toes, open the front of your ankles, and allow your lower back to arch off the ground if that feels okay for you. Hands working their way towards the ground. Doesn't matter if you're here with your arms all the way down to the ground. It's all about gaining flexibility, gaining movement, gaining space as you go. So no judgment today if it's your first day or you're a beginner's yogi. Even if you're advanced yogi, just enjoy what your body's allowing you to do today. Take a nice deep breath in and all the way out. And then bring your hands to shoulder height, palms facing up, and walk your feet towards your bottom. So your lower back's going to flatten against the ground. And just start to take your knees from side to side, nice and slowly. So we're just going to start to rotate through our spine. And for this video we're going to work through the 6 movements of the spine, as well as a few other little treats. So rotation left and right. And start to just make those a little bit bigger. Maybe taking your knees down towards the ground, let the top hip come up and over. So as your knees go to the right, the left hip stacks over the right. And see if you can keep your shoulders on the ground. And as your knees go one way, start to move your head the other. So knees and head come up, gaze goes the opposite way to the knees. So starting to take that twist all the way through your body. And throughout the video, if something's moving a bit too fast, if I'm moving a bit too fast through a posture, just slow it down, do what feels good for you. So we don't want to overreach and over twist, just go to where feels good for you. And then come up to the centre, bring your knees in towards your chest and give them a little hug. So opening the joints at the back of our spine here. And if that feels okay to bring your knees up, see if you can bring your nose towards your knees. So bring that forward bend all the way up through the middle of your spine, middle of your shoulder blades, and into your neck as well. So big curl, and then come back down. Bring your feet to hip distance apart. Place your hands onto your hips and just start to rock your pelvis forwards and backwards. Mobilise the base of your spine. And then flatten your lower back onto the mat. Draw the centre in, so as if you're going to pat your belly, want it to be a bit more solid. Draw everything in here. Belly button almost feels like it's drawing in towards your spine. And then squeeze your glutes, your bottom, and lift up towards the ceiling. Just go as high as feels comfortable for you, but see if you can have even weight going through your feet. Maybe even come up onto your heels and wiggle your toes a little bit, just to feel all the back of your body working that bit harder. Relax your toes down, squeeze the glutes out a little bit more, and then slowly come all the way down. Each level of your spine, and then your hips. Bring your knees in, give them a little hug. So the second movement of the spine, or the next two, is flexion and extension. So extension, straightening the spine, maybe even arching backwards slightly, which is what we're doing here in bridge pose. And then as we lower, knees come up towards us, bending forwards. And we're just going to do a few more of those in your own time. Press your lower back against the ground, lift your hips up. Soften through your shoulders. So keep scanning your body. Where are you holding tension? Wiggle your jaw. Take a nice deep breath in. And all the way out. Stay connected with your breath as we go through the different postures. Let's try one more here. Breathing in nice and slowly and exhaling even slower. So just taking the time to see how your body feels today. Warm up through the joints, the muscles. And relax your nervous system. Breathing helps us to do that. Feet back down on the ground, and then bring your knees over to your left and come all the way over into table position. Have a little reset if you need to. I'm always pulling my trousers up and top down. Alright, so knees are underneath hips and wrists are underneath shoulders. So we're in like a table position. And just start to move your hips from side to side. Just a little wiggle. And again, I love a little wiggle in a yoga class. Just ease into what feels good for you in all the different postures. But here, wiggling your hips from side to side, stretching the base of your spine. And as your hips go around to your right, start to take your gaze that way. Look towards your right foot. And then come back to the middle, take your hips over to your left, take your gaze over to your left. And then come back. And then we're going to go for a little walk round to our right. So this is the next two movements, the final two movements of the spine. So bending from side to side. So as we've gone round to our right, we're stretching all the left side of our body. Have a little look round to your feet. Soften through your shoulders. Take a nice deep breath in and all the way out. Come all the way around to your left. And depending on hobbies that you have, what side you sleep on in bed, how you move, you'll feel tension in different postures. You might even feel tight on the left or right side of your body. Imbalances are really common. So just use today as a bit of an opportunity to take note of those. And then take your hips back towards your heels, stretch your arms forwards, chest down towards your thighs if you can, and relax your head down. And this is child's pose. Another forward bend. So we're opening the joints at the back of our spine, stretching our arms forwards to feel a stretch maybe underneath our armpits. And don't worry if you're here, that's where you are today. Enjoy. Take some nice deep breaths in and all the way out. Even soften your elbows down again, have a little wiggle. Gotta love a little wiggle. Take another nice deep breath in. And then come all the way up. Hands underneath shoulders again. Bring your chin to your chest. Bridge between your shoulder blades. And bring your tailbone under, so look towards your belly button. So this is cat stretch. Really stretch between your shoulder blades here. And then start the movement from the base of your spine. So start to stick your bottom out, let the belly and the chest sink, and take your gaze towards the top of your mat. And your shoulder blades will glide towards your spine here. Come towards one another. And this is our cow stretch. Start the movement from the top. So chin to chest. Start to bridge between your shoulder blades, so puff them up. Tilt your pelvis under and look towards your belly button. Stretch between your shoulder blades, take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, start to come all the way through. Bottom sticks out, belly sinks down, chest sinks down. Glide the shoulder blades towards one another. So allow the chest to sink towards the ground. And then come back up into table position. Tuck your toes under. Bring your bottom back towards your heels. And we're going to come up into downward facing dog. Now here we want our legs should be hip distance apart anyway. But don't worry about pressing your heels down to the ground. You might find that you're here and you're quite shaky, which is really normal. So just come down out of it as much as you need to. You can even bring your hands back towards you and give your wrists a little shake. And then come back up into the posture. Just whilst I give you a few pointers. Things to think about. So this is a really big stretch for the back of our bodies, all the way up and all the way down to our head maybe. So just pedal out your feet, ease into the stretch. Stretch your fingertips nice and wide, and in this position press into your fingertips. So feel that big connection with the whole of your hand, not just putting pressure through your wrists. Take a nice deep breath in, bring your heels up, and then breathe out, bring them down. Take a nice deep breath in, bring them up. And breathe out to bring them down. And then start to come forwards, bring your knees down. Relax your feet where your shoelaces would be. Bring your hands back towards your knees and step your right leg forward. So we're in a low runner's lunge here. I'm just going to grab my yoga blocks and strap here. So they're going to be at the top of our mat. So grab yours as well if you haven't got them. So in this position, our ankle is in line with our knee. So low runner's lunge, we can have our blocks here just to help bring the ground to us, and we can find that we can bring our chest away a little bit. This is a big stretch for the back of our right hip and the front of our left. So just see if you can feel that. If you feel okay up here and you want to not use the blocks, just bring your hands down. If you do feel alright there, we're going to lift our chest away, bring our arms down and float them all the way up. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, bring the hands back down, bring your chest back to your thigh. And bring your hands for a walk. So I'll bring the blocks in case you're using blocks. Peel your front foot, your right foot off the ground. And this is a big stretch for your hamstrings. So if this is a bit too much, just bring the toes away and bring the chest up. If it feels okay, bring your toes towards you and bring your chest down. Soften into the stretch. Take a nice deep breath in and all the way out. Bend your right knee, come forwards, bring the blocks to the front and frame your front foot. Keep the left hand where it is, bring the right hand onto your hip and twist and open out to your right. Try and imagine bringing your chest and your belly button round to your right. We can either leave our right hand on our hip or we can float the arm up. Look up towards the hand or keep your gaze forwards. Take a nice deep breath in. And all the way out. As you exhale, bring your hand down to the ground. Frame your front foot, tuck the toes under of your back foot, lift that leg up. Step that leg back. Bring your knees down, walk your hands towards your knees and step the other leg through, step your left leg through. Hands onto your blocks and just see what this side feels like. Left and right side might feel different. Remember your knee is in line with your ankle here and come up onto the blocks however feels good for you. So you've got a low, a medium and a high, or a top, a middle and a bottom. If you used to watch Strike It Lucky, Strike It Rich, whatever it was called. I used to love that programme. So Bring the blocks down, bring your chest away from your thighs. So really big stretch across the front of your right hip and the back of your left. Give your shoulders a little roll. And remember, don't worry if your shape doesn't look like this. You might be more here. Just enjoy the movement. You're moving your bodies. You're doing yoga. You're doing very, very well. Float your arms up. So we're stretching the whole of the side of our body here by reaching up. Take a nice deep breath in there. And all the way out. Bring your hands forwards. And let's stretch through this hamstring. So straighten that leg. Bring your toes off the ground. Chest can come down, toes up. Or if that's a little bit too much, relax your toes away. And just ease out of the stretch a little bit. No judgment, no expectations, just see how your body feels. Maybe even pulse that foot. If you're in this position and you're shaking and it's really painful, just ease off a little bit, bring your heel in and just come up. We don't want to work into that discomfort and pain. That's your body giving you feedback that it's a little bit too far for you. So connect and listen to that. Bend the front knee, bring the blocks down, right hand down, left hand comes to hip, twist and open out to your left. Hand can stay here or you can release your hand up. Gaze can be straight ahead or up towards your hand, so we're taking that twist into our neck if we look up. Soften your shoulders, take a nice deep breath in and all the way out. Bring your hand down. So to get out of this, before we did a little plank and step back, so just to show you an alternative, you can walk your hands back, straighten the leg and step the leg back. So if what we did just before was a bit too much, that might be a nicer one for you. And then come back into table position, tuck your toes under and come back up into our downward facing dog. So already you've done quite a few yoga moves. Don't worry if you can't remember the names. Just keep watching this video. You'll soon get to know them. And start to pedal out your feet. And then walk your hands back towards your feet. And we're in a roll down position here. Keep your knees nice and soft. Don't worry if you can't reach the ground. Again, you've got your blocks here. Blocks are our friends. Don't feel embarrassed about using props. But wherever you are, if you're on the blocks, if you're down on the ground, if your legs are straight, this is a big stretch for the back of our body. Soften your shoulders, soften your neck. Maybe even give your head a little shake as if you're saying no, and then a nod as if you're saying yes. So our head is so heavy, our neck muscles have to work so hard all the time. Just let them relax a little bit. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose and all the way out through your mouth. Soften your knees if they're straight. Bring your hands to your elbows and just have a little rock from side to side. If you're in any discomfort or pain at all, just come out of the stretch. You can even use a chair here as well, so lots of options. And then relax, bend your knees and start to come all the way up. Now don't rush this one. Straighten the knees, bring your hips in line with your ankles. Bring the spine up, shoulders up. And then your gaze. If you don't feel dizzy, bring your arms all the way out. Have a nice, there's a beam in the way. I can touch the ceiling as well. Nice deep breath in, nice big stretch. And all the way out. Give your shoulders a little roll and then bring yourself to the top of your mat if you're not already there. Even weight through your feet, have a little rock side to side. Stand up nice and tall. Deep breath in, bring your arms out. And as you exhale, jackknife forwards, so bend forwards. Wiggle out your feet. And then step your right leg back. bring the knee down, walk your hands back and step your left leg back. Bring your feet around to your right side and come onto your bottom. Legs out straight, and just have your belt next to you here. So we're going to work our way down to the ground. You can either place your hands behind you and walk down onto your elbows and then your back, or you can sit up nice and tall, chin to chest, and slowly lower, so really using our abdominal muscles here. Breathe which way, lying down on your back. Have a little wiggle. Okay, take hold of your belt and bend your right leg. Bring it into you, have a little hug. Open out your hip at the back. And then take hold of your belt. In the centre of your belt, place that around your foot and straighten your leg. Again, don't worry if you're down here and that's still really tight. Keep the leg bent if you're experiencing any pain at all. If it feels okay, bring the band or your leg all the way up and just have your arms nice and straight. Soften your shoulders. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Take a nice deep breath in and all the way out. So straight leg raise, stretching all the muscles at the back of our legs, our bottom, our lower back. Also helping with lymphatic drainage as well here. So just helping the body out, and if your body could speak, it would probably say, oh, thank you very much, this feels great. Take a nice deep breath in and all the way out. Bend your knee. Take the strap or belt away. Place the foot down and bring the other side in. Give that left knee a little hook. And then place the band around this side. Relax your head and shoulders down. And just see again if there's a difference from left to right. Just nice to check in and know maybe areas that we could work on a little bit more. Even the body out. The body works so hard for us to get us through our day. How can we help our bodies, our breath and our minds? Slow your breathing down. Take a nice deep breath in and all the way out. Soften your shoulders. Soften the muscles in your face. Maybe even let the corners of your mouth crease slightly and smile. Take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, bend your knee. Bring that belt over to the side. And bring your feet together, flat on the ground. And then drop your knees out to the side. Stretching our groins here. Now you can place your blocks underneath your knees for a little bit of support here. You might find your knees are up here. It's quite normal. Now bring your hands onto your belly. As you breathe in, let your belly go nice and big, so breathe into your hands. And as you exhale, the belly will soften back down towards your spine, taking the deep breath in there. And all the way out. And then bring your knees together, take them out, down, legs straight, feet hip distance or even wider, and bring your hands back to your belly. Soften through your shoulders. So we're going to finish as we started. A nice breathing exercise. So belly breaths can be really relaxing. We're drawing air all the way down to the lower lobes of the lungs. The diaphragm lowers and the belly rises. Take a nice deep breath in. Breathe into your hands. And exhale. And continue with those belly breaths. Don't worry, no one can see you. I was a bit shocked when I first did belly breathing. My belly went, ooh, really big. Embrace it. Make it as big as you can. Try 2 more belly breaths there. And then bring your hands down to your sides. Scan your body from the crown of your head all the way down to the tips of your toes. Where else can you soften? Maybe shoulders, jaw, hips. Let your toes roll out slightly. Nowhere else to be and nothing else to do now but breathe. And then making some small movements with your fingers and your toes. Walking your feet up towards your bottom. Roll onto your side, and if you're pregnant, not your right side. Have a few breaths in here. And then come up into a seated position, however feels good for you. Now sitting in what they call an easy pose like this, I don't think it's very easy at all, is going to be quite difficult for a lot of people. So you can grab a block or a blanket or a cushion or a towel, roll that up and just sit on that, and that should take your hips a little bit higher than your knees. You can have your legs out straight, however feels good for you. But wherever you are, even wait through your sitting bones, up nice and tall through your spine. Give your shoulders a little roll. Close your eyes. Bring your hands together. Give them a little rub. Place your hands over your eyes. And there's a sweet spot where your cheeks will sit in the palm of your hands. Relax your head down. Let your weight of your head sit in your hands now. Relax your shoulders. Take a nice deep breath in. And all the way out. Bring your hands back together. Give them an even bigger rub. Make them nice and warm. Place your hands onto your heart center. See if you can feel your heart beating. Soften your shoulders. Let the corners of your mouth crease a little bit. And think of one thing that you're proud of from this video. Was it even just pressing play and trying it? Was it a certain posture? Something that you feel good about. We often focus on the bad, so let's focus on the good. Take a nice deep breath in. All the way out. Maybe even sigh a little bit. And bring your hands together. And in yoga we bow our heads to our hearts. The symbol of yoga. I'll finish by saying Namaste, which has lots of meanings, but quite a nice one is the good or divine in me believes in the good or divine in you. So Namaste. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Just a nice, gentle beginner's yoga flow to introduce yoga to you, my style of teaching. So let me know what you think. I'm going to be making some more. So give me some ideas of what you might like as well. But I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you feel good in your body and have a great day. Bye.